Hey guys, it's Craig with Squappy's Videos, and today what we're going to do is we're going to work with a new partition tool. Stay tuned. Alright, so as I said, we are going to be working with a new partition tool that I was brought on about. This is actually MiniTool Partition Wizard Pro. But we're going to actually just download the free version. They do have a free version as well as a pro version. Just a disclaimer, they did send me a key so that way I can actually go ahead and use all of their functions. But what I wanted to go ahead and do is show you this tool and see if we can get this going here. So I'm actually on their website right now. What we want to do is we want to go ahead and actually download their tool. So I'm actually just kind of navigating their website just because I was told the pro version, but I'm going to go ahead and just hit download Partition Wizard. And we're going to go ahead and just download the free edition, since it does go ahead and say the pro edition and all of that. It really doesn't matter which option you select here. As you see, I actually selected the pro edition. It's just the free edition that downloads. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and open up the executable and get that installed here. So I'm actually going to go to my downloads since I cleared out of that. We're going to go ahead and show it in my folders here. All right. And we're going to go ahead and open it up and accept the license agreement. Select where we want to install it and click on next. And next, we're going to create the desktop shortcut. I usually disable the experience programs, and then we're going to go ahead and hit next and just go through it. So we'll hit finish and let it launch. And it didn't launch right here on the screen for me, so I just had to go ahead and tab into it. So here we are. This is the MiniTool Partition Wizard. As you see, it is the demo version. As I hide that away. Nope. All right, there we go. Go ahead and expand it so that way it does take up the whole screen here. I'm actually recording on an ultra-wide monitor, so I am just scaling this to 1080 overall for you guys, so that way it's compatible with everybody. But as you see, it's the demo model. So what we're going to do, we're going to hit register, and I'm going to go ahead and paste the key that they gave me here. And we hit register, and then they say thank you for your registration. So we have it now registered. So what I want to go ahead and do is go through a little bit of the process of this program here. As you see, it looks like a basic partition program. You can see all your disks, all the different partitions for each disks, what they're marked as in Windows Explorer, as far as, like, you know, what I mean by that is what drive letters they are and everything like that. You can even see ones that Windows Explorer doesn't see. Like, for example, this computer I actually run both Windows and Mac OS on. And on it, you can see the Mac OS drives, but as you see, they are not marked as a mounted drive. So, but as far as this is kind of a little overview of the program itself. Right now, I actually plugged in a USB dock. The dock is actually right over here. I'm actually going to unplug everything. This is the dock, and this is actually the Hitachi drive that you're seeing on the screen right now. Just want to let you know, I did a whole format of this drive using this program, and because this is a platter drive running only over USB 2, the problem with that is that it was a very, 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 very long process. So did format it, filled it with zeros, which it says is a quick format, but God, it was not quick. But that's going to happen with any platter drive. So we're actually going to apply the changes after we selected those options. We're going to let it go through its process here. This is where I'm going to go ahead and stop this part of the video, and I'm going to show you something that's a little bit quicker in this. So stay tuned. All right. So now what I did is I actually plugged up a 2 GB USB flash drive in there. That's actually what's labeled right now as disk 5 on here. Now I did a 2 GB flash drive because it's not that big. And we can go through some of this process here much quicker. So as you see, you can actually see the drive is actually marked as drive D under USB, and it is actually formatted for FAT32 right now. You do have a couple of different options here. You can go ahead and convert from FAT to NTFS. You can change the partition type, the ID. You can look at the properties. You can format it. You can do all of these things to it here. But what's even cooler is that you can actually do a lot more than that. So I'm not going to change the partition type ID, but as you see, you can see all the options here. So what we're going to do, you'll see that there's a bunch of options that are actually on the left-hand side too. Partition management, you can check the partition, all of that. But if you click on the actual part that says disk 5 or whatever disk number you may be, it actually changes the options a little bit here. You actually get the option to go ahead and still wipe the partition, delete it, format it. But something that's really cool is that if you click on that, you'll see an option to go ahead and convert from MBR to GPT. Now, that's actually what we're going to go ahead and try doing here. Excuse me. That's what we're going to try doing here. We're going to try converting from MBR to GPT. We're going to go ahead and click on that and hit apply. And it's asking if we want to go ahead and apply those changes, which we are. As you see, it gave me an error almost immediately. So it's actually because of the file system that we're on. Right now, that drive is on a FAT32 file system. So what I'm going to go ahead and do instead is we're going to go ahead and change that from FAT to NTFS. I'm going to go ahead and tell it to start. And then we want to go ahead and hit yes. And then we want to hit close. As you see, it didn't change anything. So actually what we're going to do is I'm going to format it because it's easier just to format it. There's nothing really important on here. So I'm going to format it to NTFS. We're going to hit OK. We're going to hit apply and yes. So now we're actually going ahead and hitting convert. And then apply, and then yes. So now we've actually changed it to a GPT partition type instead of a master boot record partition type. And that's kind of the key of what we wanted to go ahead and do here. Now, the GPT type is going to be much more compatible with many other operating systems and how they boot up. It actually does make it so it actually boots better with a UEFI BIOS opposed to the legacy BIOS. That's going to usually be master boot record. So I'm going to go ahead and read some information directly from MiniTool in regard to the process and the differences between the two. So stay tuned. All right, so I'm going to read some information that's actually from their website. They did want me to specifically say this with the license key and everything like that. Basically, just a comparison between master boot record and GPT. As far as which one's better for performance, especially if you're going to, with like an SSD or something of that nature. GPT is going to be better overall for an SSD because it does support more than 4 primary partitions on an SSD. It does support storage of more than 2 terabytes, which is actually the max for master boot record. It is more compatible with newer UEFI operating systems. Sorry, UEFI BIOSes as far as motherboards are concerned, whereas master boot record is supported on UEFI as well, but GPT is not normally supported when it does come to legacy BIOSes. And then overall, it does say that there is more security. Now, personally, what I do use, I actually use GPT for most of my drives because I see no point in using master boot record, especially whenever I'm booting Mac OS. It's using EFI. I use an EFI bootloader to go ahead and boot into either one of my operating systems. It makes it so it is that much more seamless. It doesn't make it so my hardware is able to go ahead and communicate with both operating systems without any big issue. So honestly, I do suggest to go ahead and go to the GPT partition personally. That's actually my own personal choice even before MiniTool did request that I go ahead and make this video. Other than that, let's talk about the software itself. The software itself does seem decent. Is it better than what I've used before? It's about the same. Your mileage may vary with it. I think it does an overall good job. I'm not going to say that I 100% recommend it. I'm not going to say that I don't recommend it. Using the free version, you get a lot of the same features as the pro version. It just unlocked everything for me to do with that pro license key. I'm going to let you guys choose yourself. If you have any questions about the program, I have made myself decently familiar with it. Definitely ask down in the comments down below. I'd love to hear what you have to say. But in the meantime, my name is Craig. This has been a video from Squappy's Videos. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Do subscribe. Hit that bell button. It should be right down there, of course. And if it's not, then it's over there. I never remember where it is. But until then, until the next video, I hope you guys did like this. If you do, like it. If you don't, dislike it. My name's Craig. This has been Squappy's Videos. See you in the next video. Bye, guys.